You're not a loser.
If you think you are a loser, you'll just end up becoming one anyway.
Why do I just feel down all the time? Guess what? You know what I found out? Let's put this quote up on screen. You suffer as long as you decide to. We always think that suffering happens from our environment, from the people we surround ourselves with, and yeah, many of that, which is very much true. But guess what? It's you, at the end of the day, that makes a decision to hang out with these people. It's you who continues to keep the wrong people around you. But it's okay. I used to be just like that. I kept putting up with the worst people, like people that have hated me in the past. Even though it was so obvious they didn't want to be around me and that I should keep some space. And it's so obvious that they only meant harm to me. And guess what? Every time I recognized I should stay away, they kept coming back to me. Like if you throw a stick to a dog, he'll always bring it back to you. It was the same situation for a lot of people I used to surround myself with. I kept falling back into the same bad habits, all because of the thought of failure after failure. I remained the same, except for one day. I followed my usual habit of endlessly scrolling, and I ended up stumbling upon this one picture. It read, "Don't worry, it's not failure if you get back up again and try again." When I read this message, I'm telling you right now, I felt like someone was genuinely hugging me, and I didn't have that feeling for a long time then. I sat there thinking, this literally makes sense in any other thing you do in life. For example, if I wanted to run a marathon, I wouldn't immediately start winning races. I would first come close to last, like 98 out of 100 people. Then go back into the lab to train, to then try again, but this time I'll probably come 90th. But I have two options here. I could either be sad that I came 90, not like 30th, but if I instead just start focusing on the improvement of getting to 90, like how happy I am, grateful I am, to learn and to even move up 8 places, I wouldn't dig myself into a deeper hole. I most likely won't waste time and train more. After each and every marathon, even if it takes months, years, or even decades, I'll get closer to being first. And before I realize it, I'll be first. And I realized the differences that I had between me and me at my first race. If I just dug myself into a deeper hole when I don't come first, or like if you don't get a good mark in the exam, if in this situation I stop running altogether, that would be like the biggest failure ever. Because the failure to start is a failure in itself. So if you still think you're a loser, remind yourself that it's only a term that's being used against you. You can call anyone a loser, doing anything, especially doing what they love. If you call yourself a loser, it's good because you've recognized you're halfway there. You're halfway there, you've recognized change. You're only called a loser when you lose. Embrace the failure. When you fail, people are going to make fun of you. But make sure this time you let them understand how much harder you work. How much harder you work than them. Show them the gap between you and them. Show them the reason that you are facing such a hard problem. Because the world knows you can deal with the problem and they can't. Because the reason you are facing a much harder problem than them, it's because the world knows you can deal with the problem and they can't. Alright, I'm ahead, but this ain't the last of these videos, but this is what this channel is gonna kind of turn into, because I kind of want to make a positive change instead of like a negative one. But on that note, we're gonna end it off with, the lion doesn't care if it's hard right now. You know why? You know why he doesn't care why it's hard? Because he knows hardship is given to him. Because no one else in the world can deal with it except him. So get up and let's get going. I don't think you're a loser, and you don't think you're a loser. And if you believe in God or not, he also doesn't think you're a loser. You're here for a purpose. So believe in yourself, because that's the only person ever that needs to believe in you.